Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a little bit of a Christmas haul slash semi mini review of the things that I got. This year my family celebrated on Christmas Eve due to scheduling things, so I have had a few of these items for a couple days, and other ones I kind of bought myself, so I've had for a little bit longer. I'm not going to go through like everything I bought in the month of December because it's excessive and crazy and I should not have gotten that many things, but just some of the most recent things that I've gotten. And I'm not going to really go in any particular order. I did use a lot of them for this makeup look, which I did film and should be out shortly after this. But yeah, let's just get started. I think the first thing I'm going to talk about is probably the thing I was most excited for, even though it's probably the smallest thing, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury mini lipstick charms set, the the Kissing Fallen from the Lipstick Tree collection. And she's had this one out before. I know for sure she had it out last year. I'm not sure if she had it the year before. And it's these three little baby mini lipsticks, and they're super adorable. And the first one that I grabbed is Bitch Perfect, which is a nude color. It's more of a, I would say, brownish, peachy-ish nude as opposed to a really pinky nude. Maybe I'm really wrong. In the tube it looks more brown than it does pink, but on the hand it looks a bit pink. So maybe I just suck at comparing different nude colors, but that's this one. The next one is Penelope Pink, which is another nude, and it looks like this in the tube. And Penelope Pink looks much less pink than Bitch Perfect. I don't know if you can see that. It is the second one. It looks a little bit more nude, more of a classic beigey nude. And the last one is So Marilyn, and it is a bright red, as you might guess from the name, and it looks like that. Just a really classic red. I'll probably get a lot of use out of it, even though I've found that I've really only been wearing liquid lipsticks lately. I really do need to get back into wearing regular lipsticks. But I'm super excited about these. They're freaking adorable. I love Charlotte Tilbury stuff. I'm still super excited that I got it. I think they're freaking adorable. I think I probably already said that like 6 times, but definitely worth it, and I'm really excited. I'm pretty sure that they're still available on Nordstrom, but yeah, super excited. I haven't worn any of these on my lips yet, but you know I will. The next thing I got from her, I think I might go through the things she got me first. She got me 2 of the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows. The first one in Space Cowboy, which I am wearing on my lids today, and then the other one in Diamond Dog. And Diamond Dog is more of a brown with like multicolored shimmers running through it. I don't know if you can see that. But it's one of those like, you know, super prismatic shadows. And this one in Space Cowboy is supposed to be like a nudish color one. And really, like, I don't see on my skin tone the underlying color. It's right up here. Really, when I use it, the only thing that comes off is the glitter. So there's those. The next thing that she got me was this Marc Jacobs highliner, and you know, I honestly couldn't find the name on it. Oh, it's in Cocoa, or Row. It's like in a really weird spot. It's all the way over here. I was looking for it on this end. I am wearing it today. It is a really nice brown. It actually looks much darker on the eye than you would think it would just from the color description on here. But I really love these. They last on my eyelids, which for me is like a feat in and of itself. So these are really expensive, but since they last on me, I really enjoy using them, and I would pay the money for them. So I'm I was really excited to see this. She went all out and got me like super high-end stuff, and I was like, thank you. Because not that I, like I said, not that I wouldn't buy these things myself anymore, but it's nice when you don't have to. The next thing she got me is from Hourglass, and this is the first Hourglass lipstick I've tried, and this one is in Nocturnal, and I love the bullet. It is like a triangle, like a flat triangle square weird shape, and I love that. For my lip shape, it really helps to get a nice line, and I really like it. And it's a really nice berry color. I could wear this during the day at my office and not feel like I'm like punching people in the face with my lipstick. You know, like this one I would feel crazy wearing at work because it is just, it's like too much for a regular everyday office type of thing, especially my office where I basically wear a t-shirt and jeans every day. So for me to wear like a really dark color like this one from Ofra, I think is too much, but this this berry is like perfect, so I'm gonna drop it. But I am really excited for this one. I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it, and I really like the formula. It's not drying. It seems to last a long time on my lips, which I appreciate, and I haven't noticed that it wears off funny, and it's not necessarily matte, but I don't find it to be high maintenance. Even though it is a deeper color, I haven't noticed, I should say, because I've only had it for a couple days, but I have worn it. So I haven't noticed it, you know, migrating all over my face or anything like that. It doesn't bleed. So I've been really, really impressed by this. The last thing that she got me is also from Hourglass, and it is the brow sculpting pencil. And this is in Soft Brunette. I'm wearing it today. It's much lighter than I'm used to. I'm just gonna wave this around. It's much lighter than I'm used to, and I'm not sure yet how I feel about it. Today I set it with a clear brow gel, but I have been setting it with the dark brow gel that I have from Anastasia in Espresso, and I really like the effect it gives because it does darken up the eyebrow. I don't know if it is that I'm just so used to having a really dark brow that when it's lighter like this it throws me off. I don't know, but at the same time I do like it, so I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I'm going to keep it, but I don't know if when I repurchase this, if I will repurchase the same color or not. The nib is flat, which I don't know if you can see. It's flat, and when I first started using it, like the first time I tried to use it, I was like, oh no, oh whoa, because like it just, it's so much thicker than I'm used to that I was like way outside my brow line, so I had to kind of wipe away and do that. But this is a nice formula because you can wipe it away if you do make a mistake, which even today I used it and I did make a few mistakes because I'm not used to it being so thick, so it takes me a little while to know like where I place it and where it's actually going to go as I'm moving it. But I have liked the formula so far. I've worn it every day since Christmas Eve. Today's Sunday. So I have had a few uses of it, and I like the way it wears. I don't love the spoolie at this end. It's like really fat. I don't know. It's not a great shape for me. I don't know, it's kind of scratchy, which from Hourglass I would expect a little bit better, but it's workable. You know, I can use it. But yeah, so far I have really mixed feelings about this, but I'm liking it. And I think that I have so many brow products right now that I'm trying, but I think that I would repurchase this, and I might go and check out different colors, but I really do think I would repurchase this. So there's that. The things that I got myself, we might as well get the most expensive things out of the way. So I went a little crazy, and I got some Wayne Goss brushes, and I got the collection, which included some face brushes and the eye collection, I think is what it's called. I threw the things away already. And I have mixed feelings about these two. I really love the ones that I really love, and the ones that I don't like, I really don't like. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, this brush, the number 1, is awful. Like, it's awful. And it sheds, and it's like the size of nothing. Like, putting on your foundation with this takes like 25 minutes. Not really, but that's what it feels like. And for me, especially because I am a working mom, when I get ready in the morning, I get ready and I have to get ready. And it already takes me longer than it should because I sit here at my vanity and do it. If I was standing up rushing, you know, it would take me less time. So to use this to do my foundation is super impractical. And not only that, I didn't like the way that it put the foundation on, and it didn't matter if I was swiping down or buffing. I just didn't like it. It left brush marks. Really not good. And like some of them, like when you touch them like this, they feel super soft, but then when you're using them, they don't feel soft. And it's weird. like this one. Like, it feels really soft when you do this, but when you're using it on your face, it doesn't feel as soft as it does when you're doing this. And I don't know if it's the way that, like, they don't feel harsh or anything, but everybody raves about how soft these are. And when you touch them, yeah, they are, but when you're doing this, they're just not. And I don't know. It's really weird. I still use this one. This is the number 2. I use this one for my blush. I'm just gonna keep waving it around. I'm sorry. I use this for my blush, and I love it. I love it for applying my blush, and I never thought that I would like a blush brush like this. I always thought it would be too small, but I really love the way it applies. So, like, again, I'm torn about it, but, like, I would still use this. And when you break down the price of the collections, it comes out to like 26 bucks ish per brush, depending on the collection. I would pay that for this brush. And they are natural hair, which maybe I'm just not used to working with. I do have mostly synthetic brushes. So we'll see. But jury's still out on these. Some of these eye brushes, I think where he really shines is with the eye brushes, because these are super soft, even on your eyes. And I have really loved this one, which is the number 16. I do believe it's supposed to be like an actual eye brush, but I used it to brighten underneath my eyes. And the first time I used it, I was really surprised at how opaque it lays down the powder, which I wasn't used to. And at first I was like, oh no, but then I really liked how bright it made everything. So I have really been enjoying this one. You know, I really need to see how they wash up and continue to go from there. But, you know, are they good brushes? Yes, they are. I think it's such a sticker shock type of situation where you lay out this much money for these brush sets, because I mean altogether this was like $300 something for these brushes. So like I don't know if I got them and expected just something different. I don't know. Everybody's reviews that I've seen has just been so like, oh my god, these are the most amazing things ever, oh my god, blah, blah. You know, that I just expected to be like blown away completely. And some of these I feel like are equivalent to the synthetic brushes I already have. So it's a little disappointing there. Again, these are my first real natural haired brushes, so I don't know if that's just if they're just not as different as I thought they were. The last thing, the last critique I have of these is the handles are short, which for me is an issue because I don't know why. I have this thing against travel size brushes, and I don't know why. I never use them. I have some and they never get used. And part of that is because the other brushes I have are so much taller that I never reach for them in my cup. But for example, let's grab the small shader brush. So this versus the Sigma, I mean, there's a huge difference there between the length of the handles. And I think that I expected them to be, like, full size, and especially for how much you're paying for them. I think that's what it really comes down to for me is, like, I expected them to be, they don't feel like $100 brush sets. They feel kind of cheap. They're not heavy. They're very, very light. The Sigma is, you know, it's like an equal weight type of thing, and this one's bigger. So it's, I don't know, like, I expected these to feel more luxurious in my hand, and they don't. Which, you know, in terms of you laying it down on your eye or wherever you're putting this on your face isn't the big thing, but, like, again, when you're paying for a luxury item, you want it to feel that way. So I'm underwhelmed by these, and not that they're not good, because they are, and I do reach for them and I do use them, but I reach for the other ones equally, or sometimes in some cases more than these. So you know, am I glad that I bought them? Of course, because I wanted to try them, to even be able to just review them. I'm happy to do that, and some of them I'm really, really enjoying, and it's just a matter of me having to hunt around a little more for them or whatever, you know, and it is what it is. I might end up getting a different cup just for my shorter brushes to see if that helps, because it's really a me thing when it comes to that. Not everybody will care that the handles are shorter, and some people will even think that is a pro, and, you know, they're super excited that the handles are shorter. I'm just weird. I will totally own the fact that I am just weird. So yeah, that's those. I did also get 2 Smith Cosmetic brushes, and I have been hearing a lot about these brushes from a lot of different people, and so I wanted to try them. And I had a couple in mind. They don't have a big selection yet, and I'm sure they will. They seem to be a pretty new company within the last couple years, I would say, because I had heard about them before, and I went to look at their stuff, and they only had like 10 to 15 brushes, so I didn't get anything, but their big thing is a Smith Folio, which is their like brush holder case thing, which I don't travel enough to use, so I wouldn't get. But I got 2 brushes, and I got the 230 and the 202. I love the 230. It's great. It's really great for doing a really soft kind of cut crease, because the brush is very dense, and it's small, and it's small enough for my eyes, which I really appreciate it. Really appreciate. And I think that if you had more lid space, larger eyes, etc., this would be a great regular cut crease brush. For me, this, you know, makes a soft cut crease that I can blend out. The star of the show for me, though, is this 202, which I believe is called a fine liner brush. And again, really small eyes. I have really small eyes, and they're hooded and deep set. So doing a wing for me is difficult. It's difficult to get the shape right. It's difficult to not make too thick, because then it takes over everything. It's difficult. So having a brush this small is amazing. There you go. It's tiny, 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 but the length of the bristles is amazing for what you do with it, and also the density and stiffness of the bristles. It's not flimsy. It's not hard, but it's not flimsy. So you can make a really delicate line with this brush without, like, losing control because the bristles are so flimsy or they're too long or whatever, because I have brushes like that. And I've used this 4 or 5 times since I got it, and I have really, really, really been loving this. So definite standout. Totally worth the money for me. The next thing I got for myself is the Umura, I don't know how to say it, eyelash curler. And I wasn't sure if this was going to be like the curler for me, because I didn't know if the shape would be better for my eyes or not. Again, small, deep set eyes with hooded lids. So finding a curler that works is hard. And the only one that I've ever used before that could actually get, you know, lashes in every part of my eye is a little half lash curler like this one. Just super dirty, don't look at it. But it's annoying because I had to do it like in 3 sections. And I think with, excuse me, anybody with larger eyes would have probably been 4 sections. So that gets tedious. So I wanted to find a full one that I could use, and so far I've been really liking this. And the biggest thing for me is that the way it's made, this part here, I don't know if you can see this. Here, let me see if this will focus here. Okay, there we go. So the part that moves, where it attaches here, it like literally cannot pinch you, and I don't know if you can even see that, but I can lay that up against the skin on my eyes on either side and squeeze, and it has never ever pinched my skin with these because it doesn't meet up here. There's nothing for it to pinch against, which I know you can't see because it won't freaking focus, but that's the biggest thing for me, which means that I can get as close to my lash line as possible. Like I could be pressing this into my skin basically, and it will not pinch the skin around my eyes where it's bigger than my lash line. So even if this wasn't like getting all of my lashes, which it is, this would be worth it to me just for this design in general, because this is the first one I've ever used that doesn't pinch my skin. So amazing, worth the money for that. The next thing that I got is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette, and I have basically worn this every single day since I've got it. It is gorgeous, and it's got a really great mix of cool tones and warm tones, and I used it today for this look, and I am really impressed. I don't know how this is different than the original chocolate bar palette, which I have, because with that, I would notice that I would do an eye look and I would feel like within a couple hours my shadow had faded already, whether I used a primer or not. And I was always super disappointed because I love Too Faced shadows, and I loved how those blended, and I loved the colors, like I loved the pigmentation, but it just seemed like they would fade into nothing really quickly, which like never happens with me, so it was weird. And this one doesn't do that. And like I said, I don't know how the formula is different. I don't know if maybe I just got a bunk original chocolate bar palette. I don't know. But like I said, I have used this every day, and it's so good. It's so good, and it smells delicious, of course. And I have used almost every color except for the bright pink, and the other pink. It's not a big thing for me. The only thing that I don't really like is that it doesn't like snap closed. And I know some people hate the fact that the original chocolate bar palette snapped closed like that. But this either, like the magnet on mine is pretty weak. Like if I held it upside down and shook it, it would open. So I don't really appreciate that. But I love that they put the names on the thing. Thank you, Too Faced, because my original chocolate bar palette doesn't have that. It was an insert that I threw away like immediately because I hate that. So I'm super happy with this. I would recommend this to anyone. It's a great neutral palette to have. I have really been enjoying this, so I'm sure that I will do more looks with this and maybe an even more in-depth review if you'd like, but so far really liking it. Three more things. The first one, I'm a little crazy because I have 3 of these already, but I decided to get this in, even though I have that already. So, it's the Too Faced Love Flush Blush Wardrobe Palette thing, and it's got all of the 16-hour Love Flush blushes in it, and I have the Melted Kisses and Sweet Cheeks collection thing that they came out with right before Christmas, so I already have 3 of these colors, but 3 of them are new to me, and I am wearing this one today. I love these blushes. There is not one yet that I have used that I've been disappointed in. I think they're incredibly pigmented, but they're not overly pigmented, because for blush, like I've said a million times, that can be a disaster, and I would much rather have a blush that is pigmented but you can build up versus that is so pigmented it's hard to work with. And it's like you lay down so much color that you're like, holy shit, you know, like I look like a clown and I don't know how to fix it. Because sometimes, depending on the blush color, it's really hard and you almost are better off just washing your face and starting again than you are trying to cover it up. So I love these. Do they last 16 hours? No. Do they last through a work day for me and whatever? Yes. So, you know, I don't really wear, I mean, I do wear my makeup for 16 hours because I wait until the end of the day to wash it off, but I'm not wearing it where I need it to perform for 16 hours. And these sizes, though they're small, you fit a brush in just fine, and you know, you use so little at a time that I think this is totally worth the money. I think this is a good thing to get. Smokey's making a cameo, sorry guys. The second to last thing I got, I went in for the other one and got this one instead because it was out. But it's the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Ballerina. I wanted the Gilded Honey just because everybody talks about it so much, but I got the Ballerina. I'm wearing it today with another one, and I like it. It's a pinky highlight. It is a little bit hard to get on the brush and then onto your skin. But again, I kind of appreciate that because some highlights you're like, oh, okay, sorry, did not mean to put that much on. So this is nice. It's nice, I think, for beginners because it is definitely buildable to a really bright highlight, but you can also do a really light one and a really light dusting. I think you could put this over more parts of your face, even if you have oily combo skin, without feeling like an oily mess afterwards. It's very forgiving. So I do really like this. Definitely worth the money. I think even if you can't get your hands on Gilded Honey, this is a good one. So if you're into the pinky highlight. But yeah. The last thing that I want to talk about, I did use today for this look, and it is the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I just used it for the first time today. I can't really give you a review on it. The only thing that I can say, this is in Classic Ivory, and I think color-wise it's a good match, but it is quite pink, which I never thought I would say because I think I fall on the more pink neutral side, but this is too pink. I made it work. When you blend it out, it's not as bad, but when you're putting it on, you're like, whoa, that's really pink. So, I guess something to keep in mind, I can't tell you how it compares through the line, whether the whole line is too pink or if it's just this one, because this is the only one I've tried. But that's just the one criticism so far that I can give. You don't need a lot, which I definitely put way too much on my palette because I wasn't sure how much I was going to need. So I put way too much. It's very thick. It's very moussey, but I don't feel it on my skin at all. It's not one of those thick foundations that you're just like, oh god, this feels like gloop all over my skin. You know, it blends out really nicely. It dries down, and I don't know what the claims are for wear time, and I can't tell you. Like I said, I just put this on, so no real review on this yet. I'll let you know what I think of it as it wears, if it breaks me out, those kinds of things. But yeah, I thought I would mention it since I did put it on today. So there's that. And that is it for the things that I'm going to mention today. I did get some gift cards, and I did already buy some things. So yeah. I will do, I'm sure, another haul. I know that I am going to do at least, because I did get the new Kathleenlights ColourPop, the whole collection, so I'll at least do that. And I might throw in that, the other couple things that I picked up with my gift cards. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I would really appreciate it. It helps my channel. If you have not yet, please subscribe. If you have, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thanks for sticking with me, even though my schedule has been a little bit crazy lately. I hope you guys had a great holiday, and I will also leave all my other social media outlets below if you'd like to follow me there. Other than that, I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at, and I will see you later. Bye everyone!